Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another edition of Movie Masters. We're your hosts, Movie Master Mike.
And Geek Master J.
And we are back and just as mediocre as ever with our shortened review on Batman Mask of the Phantasm. And this movie was released in 1993, December 25th, 1993. So it was after Batman Returns and before Batman Forever. It was the only animated Batman movie to be released in theaters because it bombed so badly they never released another animated Batman film in theaters again.
Probably the least worthy movie to be in theaters.
Yeah, we just watched it. We did a commentary track to it, but now we're doing just like a shortened review, and yeah, it's pretty boring.
Yeah, it's boring.
The character of the Phantasm just doesn't do a whole lot. Like, you see him like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie, and like he just shows up, does something, and like disappears. Like,
yeah, it's more of just like a reason to do a movie. Like they created this character to do the movie. Because they couldn't call it Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
Which is what it is.
Yeah, basically, like, there's a lot of flashbacks. Like, something will happen in the present, and then there'll be, like, a 20-minute flashback.
Yeah.
And the flashback is really, it just sets up younger Bruce Wayne falls in love with this woman whose father is tied to the mob, and he's trying to be Batman at the same time. Like, he's just starting out. Like, you see him just in like a ski mask and some like dark clothing.
Yeah, which we've seen before.
In Batman,
after.
Yeah, in Batman Begins. And so it's like the beginnings of Batman. So he's trying to decide like, well, I'm falling in love with this woman and I can't be Batman, like risking my life and stuff like that, and being in love with this woman. I have to choose. And there's a guilty scene. He's like at his parents' grave. He's like, but things are different now. And then like lightning flashes at the grave. Yeah, almost like the parents talking, like, no, be Batman, avenge us.
Yeah, but I need things to be different.
Yeah. But the flashbacks are so long, and a lot of it is just him and the girl like frolicking in the grass and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a bad movie from the 90s.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Just like, I don't want to say just like Batman 89, but just like Batman 89, it's just boring.
Yeah.
It's got long, like the scenes are too long, fight scenes are too long, and they're not very involved, just like Batman 89, or any movies before, Japanese choreographers kind of showed us what to do.
Yeah.
And, just like one punch and then a jump.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I really love the animation style from the animated series. I like the look. I like the fact that it's like in the 40s, but they have like computers and phones and stuff. And you didn't like that. You thought it was just too contrasting.
Schizophrenic. Yeah. That makes no sense.
But I really like it. I love the design of like the cars and the motorcycles and everything. But I said in the commentary track that they probably could have gotten away with playing this movie in chronological order. So there was no flashbacks. Yeah. So like, you would see young Bruce Wayne becoming Batman and falling in love with this woman, and then her like leaving him, like, because he proposes, she says yes, and like the next day she gives the ring back, and it was a shortened letter that he only reads like the 3 highlights, unless that is the whole letter.
Too young. Must leave.
Yeah, too quick or whatever. Yeah, and then like, so then he decides like, all right, fine, if I can't have the woman, I'm gonna be Batman. Yeah. And even Alfred's like, oh my god, like he's so scared of him in this mask.
Yeah,
but and then all of a sudden the Phantasm shows up. So like, they could have shown all the flashbacks first, and then the Phantasm shows up. So we already know the character of this girl and young Bruce Wayne and her father and the mob characters.
And instead we had to be confused as to
the opening scene is like these mob characters get attacked by the Phantasm. We're like, who was that mob character? Like, why did the Phantasm kill him? Like, what's going on?
Just cause.
Yeah, and so they probably could have played it in chronological order, because like towards the end, the flashbacks just kind of stop, and it just becomes the Joker versus Batman show.
They use the flashbacks as like a way to set the story up instead of just setting the story up. Yeah,
they could have. I mean, they could have even gotten away with like showing the Phantasm kill that guy in the parking lot in the beginning. Like, movies do that. They show an exciting scene from like the middle of the movie, and then go back and tell you how you got there.
Yeah, 15 years earlier.
Yeah, and then, from that...
Or from one character's point of view, 50 years earlier.
Yeah, there was one character who was, like, just a regular gangster with dark hair,
in the flashbacks. So then in current time, he was,
like... a decrepit old man.
Barely alive.
Yeah. But they didn't do it in chronological order. They did it in flashbacks. And it seemed like in between each flashback, it was just like Batman or somebody like walking up to something, looking at it, and then a flashback.
And then having a flashback.
Yeah, like there was like almost nothing happening in current time until the Joker shows up.
Yeah, and there was almost nothing happening in the flashbacks until the Joker showed up. There's just nothing happening.
Yeah, because in the flashbacks we see Joker before he was Joker. He was just a mobster working for this mob that was
looking like really like
creepy,
like standing there again, like smoking. You know, like the standard like the toothpick chewing guy against the post, you know.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what they did.
Yeah. You see him in like two shots. In that shot where Bruce just drops off his newly fiance
sees the literal shadowy figures
in the house, and he's outside the house making sure nobody comes in that's not supposed to.
The Joker is.
Except he lets the daughter in.
Yeah.
And then
just because he doesn't care. Yeah. Joker's like
and then later in a flashback we see her coming home, and then the Joker's leaving, and like she sees that like her father's dead, so she like drops a bag of apples. He's like, "Oh hey," like, and picks up an apple and leaves, you know, showing that he just killed her father. So like, those are the only two flashback scenes of the Joker, but the flashbacks didn't get good until his character is in them, because he wasn't in them for a long time. And then the current stuff doesn't get good until the Joker's in it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I said like they could have taken the Joker out, fleshed out this character of the Phantasm, have him do more in the movie, you know, not just, you know, in the beginning, then there was another kill, an attempted kill, and then like that was it until the end when he fights the Joker. There's like 4 times you see it, the Phantasm.
Yeah, it's kind of boring and pretty quick.
Yeah.
He doesn't really do anything. Like, he kills the characters, but like the one character, he kind of like stalks behind, like walks behind him until the character does something interesting and falls into a grave. And then the Phantasm just pushes the statue, you know.
Yeah, like they could have made the Phantasm so much cooler.
Yeah.
So it was a cool idea, like this other like dark shadowy figure taking vengeance, like Batman, but a step further. You know, killing these mobsters. And we find out there's a reason, because all these mobsters were involved in why she had to leave Bruce, because you find out that the Phantasm is the girl from Bruce's past. You know, so they're all the reasons why she left Bruce.
Because of her father and all that.
Yeah. So they were,
and then, you know, by extension, they're the reasons that her father's dead. Why the Joker killed the father was because of
the mobsters.
And the money. But really, it's his own fault for getting involved with them.
Yeah.
So the vengeance didn't make a lot of sense.
But like that's why.
I mean, really, she should have just avenged against the Joker for killing the father. Yeah. The rest was all her father's fault.
Right.
But it's a cartoon, so don't think too much into it.
Yeah.
Boring.
A lot of people love this movie, and I used to really like it until we watch it now, and I realized, wow, this is pretty boring. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, Mark Hamill's the Joker, Kevin Conroy's Batman, awesome. The animation, awesome, I think. The one action sequence from the flashbacks, like a car chase when he was Bruce Wayne fighting crime, just in a ski mask, not Batman yet. Mm-hmm. It would have been cool if it was live action, because it was a car chase. The semi like kind of flipped, almost like in The Dark Knight when that semi flipped over. Mm-hmm. It would have been way more intense.
But it wasn't.
Yeah, if we can like see like an actual actor's face like hanging off of a truck and stuff. But it was a cartoon, and
it was
the music
done pretty quickly.
Yeah, the music is really good.
Yeah.
But the scene dragged on for so long.
Yeah.
That
the music promises tension that isn't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
but it wasn't it was all orchestra and choir. Yeah. It was really like epic music.
Yeah.
It didn't quite fit the action, although the music was really good.
Yeah.
You know, the action was okay, the music was really good, they just didn't blend together.
We learned from like the Phantom Menace that just because you have good music doesn't mean good
action
sequences. I mean, it's like, you know, da da da. That's a good song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then you just have the flipping guys with lightsabers for like 15 minutes and just like,
Yep. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I mean, I love the animation. I love the music. I thought if they would have played it in chronological order, I think it would have been better. I mean, maybe not.
I don't know. It's just so boring.
Yeah.
Like
all the flashback scenes are pretty boring.
Love scene. It's just a lot of setup for just not a lot of stuff going on until the Joker. Mm-hmm. I mean,
a lot of the flashbacks like were the same thing over and over again, like them just on a date, like hanging out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they could have shortened it a lot. At least those scenes, you know. It just it was pretty boring. I would still recommend you watch it because it is a Batman movie based in the Bruce Timm.
And the Joker's in it, just, you know,
Yeah, it's based on that the
Skip
Bruce
first
Timm
half of the
universe.
movie.
So
You're missing nothing.
so you would benefit from seeing it because it is like part of that whole like everyone loves the animated series. This is kind of part of it.
Yeah.
You know,
I guess
it's really just like a long episode.
Yeah.
You know, if they would have cut it down, it would have just been a regular episode.
Yep. Could have cut out a lot.
Yeah, pretty much like Star Trek Insurrection. It was just like a 2-part episode.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, that's my best equation. Or
Star Trek Insurrection was still better.
Yeah, I like Star Trek Insurrection.
Yeah. And all the problems that had, it was still better.
Yeah.
Not that this is bad, it's just boring. You know what I mean?
it's
It's
just
not
boring.
bad. It's got a few faults. I can't fault it for a lot of things. You know?
Right.
Like the direction was good and all that, but it was just kind of boring.
Yeah, that's really the thing, is that it was boring until the Joker started.
Didn't
doing
have a lot
shit.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have anything else to say about it?
Not really.
Yeah, it was boring, but still check it out because it's the Bruce Timm Batman universe,
the
the Joker's awesome.
Yeah, Joker.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, he's approached at one point by a guy to kill him.
One of the mobster that became ridiculously old between flashback and current time when nobody else got that old. But he goes to the Joker and was like, hey, the Phantasm's out to kill everybody that was involved back then.
Mm-hmm.
You need to kill him, or stop him. Like, here's a briefcase full of money. And Joker's like, okay. And the next scene, the Phantasm goes to kill that old man, and he was already dead because the Joker killed him. So Joker kills the guy that hires him to kill the Phantasm. Like, the Joker's awesome. And at one point, like, Joker and Phantasm are fighting, and he reaches for an egg beater and attacks her with it. And then, like, she knocks it out of his hand, so he's on this table. There's a butcher's knife, and he was already cutting some meat, like a big thing of salami or whatever. Bologna, was that what it was?
Yeah.
And he reaches, and he grabs the bologna and hits her with it instead of the knife that's right there.
Just a typical wacky, insane Joker stuff.
Yeah.
So
that was enjoyable.
Yeah, you don't miss any insane, wacky Joker stuff.
Right. I mean, the Joker episodes are always the coolest.
Yeah.
So. And this is basically just a long episode of the show that has the Joker in the second half.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. So join us next time when we do another review on something that we watch. We're doing commentary tracks for all the animated Batman movies, and then we'll probably do one of these after each one. So you don't want to watch an hour and a half long commentary.
But you should.
You should, but if you don't want to spend that much time, you can always just watch these like 10-minute reviews on them. So until next time, we are your hosts, Movie Master Mike.
Geek Master J.
Reminding you to speak your geek
and balance your geek.
Equilibrium.